I just like the sound.
What's up guys, my name is Austin Cooper. I was recently a part of the OIN program. It was the short-term study program. So for the summer of 2018, I spent my time in India. So it was about 2.5 months over there. And I just wanted to share my experience, share what I learned, and if any of you are interested in actually joining some of the OIN programs, I know there's 3 of them, then this is a good video for you. Or if you just simply want to travel to India, then this would also help you out. So I was a part of the short-term study program. So basically I had to apply to several schools that were actually partnered with OIN, and I reached out to several professors and tried to find some that had some accommodations for me and availability for me during the summer. Luckily I found a professor that was really into all the stuff that I'm into, and philosophy, engineering, and trying to integrate those 2 together, so I kind of lucked out. That was the hardest part of the process for actually applications, is reaching out to whatever professors have some sort of research topics that interest you and trying to get them to actually welcome you over there and trying to find your way. The other programs, I know that there's an Indian specific program where you're basically in a month-long program of submersion for all of Indian culture and learning all about it. You're taking classes with regards to Indian culture and religions and different things like that. So if you're really interested in trying to learn about India in specific, then that's the program for you. And there's also an exchange program. So you're going to be a student over in an Indian school, and you'll be taking some of the course curriculums that they have over there. So 3 different types of things that you can actually go to India for, and it's really up to you for what gets you going. So the first thing I want to talk about is some things that you want to have prepared for India before you leave. So obviously the charging outlets that they have over there are far different. I know that when I first got there, it was kind of a wake-up call, because I had all my regular chargers. I knew they weren't going to work, like it wasn't going to be the same outlet, but I was thinking that it'd be relatively easy to find an adapter, but turns out it wasn't that easy. So I was new there and I was kind of stressed out in the first place just because everything was new. So I recommend order a phone charger off of Amazon that is good for India, whatever specific part you're going to. I know that some parts may use different outlets, and also order a converter. So the converter is for your laptop, because your laptop charger, you're not going to buy a new laptop charger, but you simply just want the outlet to change. So it's a plug outlet converter, okay? So not the full charger, just the converter. Also, you want to definitely talk to a doctor before you go, because there's certain different parts of India that have different types of diseases, whether they're severe malaria cases over there or something else, whatnot. Talk to your doctor. He can check it out. You can check it out online, what different parts of India are known for. You can get the vaccinations and the different types of pills or whatever that are best for you. So take care of your health first and foremost. So the application process, basically it's really easy to become a part of this. That's a great thing. I came in contact with Sukeshi first right off the bat when I found out about this program, and she is extremely welcoming and informing about the different procedures and what I had to get done. I met with her and that was wonderful. So really try and talk to someone that's either been there, or Sukeshi, because she's running the program for OIN, which is the Ontario Students Going to India program, and try and get all the knowledge base that you can about it. The application process, it's just a couple of forms you have to fill out, and then as I said, for me, the hardest part was contacting the professors and trying to find an opening for myself. So booking a flight is something that you want to take care of right away as soon as you know the dates that you're going to be over there. I say that because I kind of held off for a bit. I was hesitating between going 2 weeks early, going up to the northern part of India to try and find a monastery, or if I should just go there right on time for my study dates. and try and figure it out while I was there. So because of that, I didn't order my flight right away, and the prices kind of went up a little bit. So as soon as you know when you're gonna go, try and book your flight so you can save some money for yourself. Expect in India? Well, India, that was one of the main things that I wanted to get across in this video, is to really come into India with an open mind. So I know for me, it was kind of a mind-blowing experience. My expectations were completely off. Like, what I expected to be reality was definitely not reality. So as soon as I got off the plane and I saw the jam-packed streets with different types of scooters and cars and rickshaws and all the sounds, all the different types of smells and the vast amounts of nature, I was expecting like tranquility and things like that, but it was very chaotic and hectic. But in a sense, there's some beauty to that. It took me some time, but I got to appreciate that. So my best advice is to go there with an open mind, open perspective, and it is what it is. So try and make the best out of what you get. So for some people, maybe the densest parts of the cities may not be best for you. So that's another thing. Try and make sure that the school that you're going to, if you're going to India for the schooling, make sure that the school is in a good part of India that you would actually enjoy, that you know yourself best, so try and accommodate to that. Another big thing is your phone. So I know I already talked about phone charge and things like that, but you should definitely check that your phone is capable to work with the broadband networks in India. I lucked out. I brought two phones. One was a backup, and both of them worked. So one was an iPhone 6 and one was a Google Pixel 2 XL. So both of those worked just fine. But just in case, for precaution, check it out and make sure that you won't have to buy a new phone. If you do, then it's the way it is. And then the phone carriers. So you're definitely going to want to get some phone network over there. You're going to want to be connected. Internet is huge. You need internet over there in case you get lost or anything. Google Maps I was using daily. Like I relied on Google Maps. So there's several carriers. It depends what region you're in, most likely, but there are several in my area. The one that I chose was a company called Vodafone, and they're extremely reliable network-wise, very affordable. Just to put it into perspective, I paid 500 rupees for 3 months of unlimited calling within India and 1.5 gigabytes of data a day. I paid $10. That's a conversion. 500 rupees is $10. It's ridiculously cheap. So don't be afraid about spending that money. And it's fundamental to your keeping your mind at ease over there. It really is a safety thing. So just try and figure that out. But it's really easy. Once you get there, you talk to some locals and they'll tell you which one's best, where to go. I know that the phone shops are all over the place, so it's not hard to find. Also, a good thing is to set some intentions before you go. So this is key. So my intentions were to better my academic experience with actual formal research, and to also learn more about spirituality, philosophy, the Indian religions, and how they all integrate together. So I got the best of both worlds. The vice chancellor of the school that I went to, who is the first person that I contacted, he is an engineer by practice, but he's also extremely well versed in the Indian religions, different types of philosophies, the meaning behind meditation, consciousness, all the things that I'm really passionate about and I want to find a way to integrate with engineering. He was likewise passionate about. So we were able to relate with that. I was able to learn from him. He was able to guide me into different regions where I should kind of learn more about that. So that was my intention and I was able to fulfill that. But what is your intention? Try and think about what you want to go to India for, what you want to be leaving with, what you want to gain from it. So that's really important. Put some time into that before you set out. Don't go there. I know I said go with an open mind for sure, but try and have an intention with what you want to get out of it. That's really important. It'll help you grow and it'll kind of guide your process through the way. So speaking of talking to locals, try and get out there and meet some new people. The people that you can meet over there are so generous, so welcoming, so loving, and so different compared to what you're used to. I'm from Ontario, and so it's just kind of a different vibe over there. But I loved it. The people are so welcoming. As I said, like the person that I rented my scooter from, the first day that I met him and I got the scooter, he showed me around the city. The city I was in was called Pune, and I was at the Vishwakarma Institute of Technology. And he showed me all around the downtown part, a place called Kodaikanal Park, which is where he lived. He brought me to his sister's house. We had dinner at his house. I met up with him several other times throughout the summer, whether it's for scooter issues or to watch a couple World Cup soccer games. So that's just one small example of how really open the people are there to welcome you into their lifestyle and trying to show you around, because most of them will know that you're new to the life of India. So everyone, for the most part, is really willing to help you out, which is super nice. Don't feel isolated. Try not to stay by yourself. Try not to feel like you're alone because maybe you're the only person from Canada in there. Try and meet the new people, and that's how you'll feel more connected with the locals and the country, and it'll just bring up a sense of ease there. You'll just feel more confident. And yeah, so if you're going to school over there, try and make as many friends as you can. Not like I'm forcing you to do anything. From my own perspective and from my own experiences, making the friends over there and meeting the new people is really what made it worthwhile. I lucked out. I was in a hostel on campus with a bunch of marine engineers over there, and we all could relate on engineering. They're mechanical engineers by first hand, and then they streamed off to marine engineering. I'm a mechanical engineer by practice, a student for mechanical engineering, and so we could all relate. They're all relatively the same age, so that was easy for me. But for some of you, whether you try to find a hostel or an apartment off of campus, it could be a little bit more difficult, but try and reach out. Just one reaching hand, and I guarantee that they'll be extremely kind to you and happy that you actually took it from within yourself to reach out to them. Travel. Okay, so another big thing besides the academic approach, and for some of you who may be watching this who aren't going for schooling over there, it's travel. So travel's huge in India, and honestly, it was one of the best times that I've had in my life. So it was a huge experience. I was up in a city called Pune. It was almost central India, a little bit more on the west coast. And what I did is I traveled all the way down to southern India via the west coast, did a big loop back up the east coast, and kind of closed the circle, closed the loop, went back to Pune. And that was a little 2-week expedition. I was going into different small hostels, meeting some great friends over there from all across the country, some from Switzerland, some from India still. It was awesome. And I really recommend you to you'd still have a great time traveling within your city, but try and go see different areas within India. And I've heard several people that I met over there, they say that there's 7 lifetimes within the Hindu religion, and the whole meaning behind that, so what some people like to think, is because you need 7 lifetimes to actually experience all of India. It's so vast, it's so diverse. You go to another city and it's a completely different culture. So really try and eat it all up and try and experience all that you can.
புரியல
Speaking of hostels, the smaller hostels, I used an application. It was called, what was it called? Hostel World. So Hostel World was a good application. You just search in the city that you're trying to go to, and they bring up a whole list of different hostels. You don't need the application, it just makes it easier. You can even book from the application and just make sure there's a bed there waiting for you. The expenses for hostels maybe around $10 a night something like that, like very cheap. Food over there, very cheap. Everything, very cost efficient. So be mindful of that. Also, if you're planning to travel, try and do some research before, just so you can see the different cities that are out there in India, the different types of nature. Try and think of what would really get you going the most and resonate with you, and then you can plan accordingly. Method of travel that I used for the most part was train. So train is the training system in India is a wonderful thing. It's really the major form of transportation over there. It spans all across. There's such a broad network of trains and training system, and it's really chaotic trying to get on there. So be prepared for that. There was one train where I just got a general ticket, so it's kind of see wherever you want. And everyone was just piling onto the train. I ended up in one section which was meant for about 10 people max, and there's 40 people, maybe 30 to 40 people just jammed in there because there's too many people trying to get out from this one train station and go up to a city called Bangalore. And that was hectic, but looking back on it, I'm so happy I was a part of it. I ended up getting off that because I was too squished into that one cartridge of the train. And I found one of the workers there that I had been talking to previously. I paid a little extra money. I got a bed on the train. Things work out. You just have to kind of follow through. But my recommendation for the train system is there's an application called Rail Yatri, I believe. And I booked most of my trains either through that application or online, which is kind of parallel to Rail Yatri. And the thing is, you want to book as early in advance for the train as you can, because you may get on something called a waiting list. And what that means is that you won't necessarily get a spot on the train. You're on the list, but you have to wait until a certain amount of people who actually have seats confirmed, they either don't come or they cancel theirs. So it's risky and it's iffy, and it can lead to some stressful situations because you don't know what's going to happen. So the earlier you book in advance, the less of a chance you're going to be on a waiting list and you're going to secure a spot on the train. So yeah, figure out your intentions, get everything that you need to be ready for India, ready while you're still in your home country, just to make the transition much easier. Try and think to yourself why you want to go to India. For me, it was to experience the spirituality, the religion, try and learn more about that, trying to learn more about myself and learn more about engineering and the practices within that. For you, I'm sure it could be a whole lot different, but we're all unique, so try and search within yourself to find what would be most meaningful to you. Try and go there, make some nice connections, some connections that maybe you'll have for the rest of your life. Don't be afraid to reach out, don't be afraid to travel, don't stay in your hostel room all the time. There's so many wonderful opportunities that can come from this. Really try to enjoy yourself and book your flight as early as possible and get all your medication. And really, that's it, guys. India is a great place, so many different things to do there. Try and experience it yourself, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for listening to me.